Currently in Star Trek Online, we're dealing with a multiversal Borg threat in the form of the Borg Kingdom of the Mirror Universe, making entry points into other dimensions. The Etherians, an enigmatic but powerful species, govern an alliance from another universe and consider the Borg to be their ongoing threat, and their universe is overrun with that menace. Despite the advantages that they've offered us, our character Admiral Mark Hale was assimilated on an away mission to take down an incursion in fluidic space, but was retrieved by Captain Ezri Dax. Since then, we've been on standby for more incursions into our reality or another, and completing patrol missions around the Romulan territory, as well as taking a brief respite on Riser. That was interrupted by a temporal mission to deal with even more Borg alterations, but that's besides the point. One day, while on patrol near the Azure Nebula, a known nexus of Borg activity and alternate universe shenanigans, we receive a hail from the head of the Etherians, Thacine Fay.
I come to you today with ill tidings. We have detected another Borg incursion taking place in an alternate dimension. Before committing to a full operation there, we want to learn more. To that end, I have dispatched the Etherian starship Unity to the Juret system. The crew will attempt to modify the Iconian gateway to serve as a trans-dimensional portal. If successful, a small fleet will travel to the other dimension and conduct a reconnaissance operation. Alliance Command and I agree. Your experience will be of great value on this mission. Please meet with the Unity near the gateway in the Juret system. We must prevent another Borg incursion, if possible.
Luckily, Juret is nearby, and a very important system for us as the home to our connection to the Delta Quadrant, as well as a repository of Iconian knowledge and technology. It falls under the jurisdiction of the Romulan Republic and was foundational as a bargaining chip for them in establishing themselves on the scene, forming the First Delta Alliance, which preceded the Khitma Alliance of today. Last time we were here was over a year ago, in the build-up of the Iconian War in Chapter 5 of this series, and it's been a while, so let's review what we know about it. We entered into an Iconian gateway that was present on New Romulus and jumped through during testing, finding ourselves in a strange environment. That was eventually revealed to be inside of a subspace observatory from which the Iconian gateway network was controlled. Reactivating it to escape, we commandeered a Solar vessel, the Obelisk, and returned to the Juret system, only to find that a gate had appeared, being deployed from subspace. Scans, however, triggered the Omega Protocol as we moved in to investigate and found that the gate led inside of a Dyson sphere. This was settled by a task force of Romulan, Klingon, and Federation operation called the Dyson Joint Command, and is located 30,000 light-years from Earth, but it had already been claimed by the Voth. However, our actions had also reactivated the defense drones, which still persist to this day as occasional skirmishes. A second gate inside this sphere brought us to another sphere, the Junolan sphere, discovered by the Enterprise D in 2369. However, that sphere had suddenly relocated itself to the Delta Quadrant, which was unexpected. So, in effect, we have a gate in the Juret system that connects to the inside of a Dyson sphere halfway across the galaxy. Then that one connects to a second that is in the Delta Quadrant. Nevertheless, since the Iconian War, we've been able to maintain the use of these structures to build a link to that far-flung region, and through our efforts in the Delta Alliance, we unified in preparation for the war. Without these gateways, journeys into the deep Delta would take a decade or so, considerably faster than in Voyager's time, thanks to the innovations of the spheres, but still. Which is the second point. The spheres, aside from the gates, represented the first hands-on experience we had with Iconian tech, and with all three powers sharing, as per the agreement of the Joint Command, progress was rapid on the creation and adaptation of advanced tech into all three fleets. To this day, the Dyson spheres are critical links across the Milky Way and an ongoing source of R&D with permanent installations and patrols from the Khitma Alliance and other interested parties. That the Borg would be attempting an incursion into one of these facilities is a serious problem in of itself, even if it is from an alternate universe, so who knows what could happen. The Etherians are more apt at this multiversal travel and observing than we are, so for now we'll just have to trust that they think this is something we need to intervene with.
Welcome to the Juret system and its Iconian gateway.
Admiral Gamaki, I assume you're here for the same reason I am then, considering your last,
Yes. The Etherians requested my assistance on this operation, considering my experiences of late. I suspect you are here for similar reasons, my friend.
Yes, I was in the area, and our previous operations have seen with success, so I mean, it's good to see you, Admiral.
I'm coordinating the efforts to modify the gateway with our Etherian counterpart. If successful, the gateway will function as a trans-dimensional conduit we can use to conduct our mission. We would appreciate your assistance in this endeavor.
It's interesting to note that, although she refers to you as a friend, she does not return the sentiment about it being good to see us and remains very official and to the point. Understood, Admiral. We'll make the adjustments required and contact again.
I wonder, did the Iconians ever do what we're about to do?
The Aetherians have dispatched a new vessel, the Unity, a Revelation class, some of which have been overhauled to be operable by humanoid crews to bring Alliance crews on board. Their focus is on scouting and scientific gathering, and each has a fractal redirection matrix. This is an energy matrix that reflects some incoming fire through an unknown method, and the vessel has this undulating effect that shows a very alien design at play. We begin tuning the gateway to an unknown number between 88 and 108. We can increase or decrease the amount in factors of 1 or 0.25. We've got unlimited time and attempts, so there's no rush.
There's a signal coming through the gateway. Audio only in Iconian.
Well, the Dyson spheres are Iconian in a roundabout way. Still, let's hear it.
Of the Iconian Alliance, our biosphere is under attack by Borg forces. We request immediate assistance. I repeat, this is the...
That sounds a lot like an Iconian. An Iconian in trouble.
Indeed it does. Our orders were to assess the situation in that dimension. I believe the time has come to do just that.
Yeah. Let's hope these Iconians are friendly.
Unfortunately, there is a problem.
Oh?
Once activated, the trans-dimensional conduit must remain open to serve as an anchor. Any space-worthy vessel will be able to use it, friend or foe.
Oh, I see. So if we go in, we'll need to leave a sentry here to intercept any crossing Borg.
A single vessel should remain on station here to monitor the gateway and, if necessary, close it to prevent it from being used by hostile forces. Under the circumstances, I feel the Rescava is the best choice for this duty. I would like to speak with you personally on this matter. Please beam to the Rescava when convenient.
Very well, I'll beam over immediately, and then we can set off.
Thank you for coming. I know it was a strange request, but I wanted to say this in person. My recent encounters with the Borg have taken their toll, I'm afraid. Should we go into battle with Borg forces, I may not be a reliable ally. Therefore, I shall remain here on Overwatch. I realize the impact this could have on the mission, and I hope you understand.
Admiral, the Etherian commander is requesting permission to beam aboard.
Permission granted.
Cordial greetings. I am Leader Grendat Bex of the Starship Unity. I look forward to working with officers of your caliber.
Thank you. Though I will not be joining the two of you.
I understand, Admiral. Having a vessel on station to guard the gateway is logical. I have the utmost confidence in this group. After all, through harmony, we are secure.
Yes. And through unity, we are strong.
Quite so, Admiral.
Then I won't keep you any longer. Safe journey to all. Energize.
Well, our only option now is to enter the portal and see what we find. Commander shows an understanding that she is still traumatized from the last mission, whereas clearly Mark Hale is perfectly fine and will suffer no ramifications. We set a course for the entry and take us towards the portal. The Iconians are on the other side of it apparently, facing a Borg threat, but we know no more than this. Still, there's a high level of trepidation considering the Iconian War we passed through just over a year ago. On the other side, we're confronted with an almost familiar sight. The inside of the Solanae Dyson sphere is set out exactly as it is in our universe, with the positions of some of the floating structures different, but mostly the same. The biggest difference is the noticeably cleaner and maintained appearance when compared to our version, and a yellow like orange glow is present instead of the purple hues of our timeline's iteration. This place is basically looking like it's far more operable and active than the one we're familiar with, which would make sense if there are Iconians present here to maintain it. Especially if they have their world heart, which when plugged into their tech seems to rejuvenate and restore Iconian equipment. As we arrive, we're immediately hailed.
Unidentified vessel, I am Magistrate Villar of the Iconian Alliance. Declare your allegiance.
Iconian Alliance, huh? Admiral Mark Hale, United Federation of Planets.
Federation? You speak of an entity that no longer exists. Explain yourself at once.
Okay, are we in a timeline where the Iconians won? That can wait for now. We're from an alternate universe. We've come to help anyone oppose the Borg.
Very well. I shall take you at your word. Should you betray us, the price will be most severe.
I understand, Magistrate Villar. We're moving in to assist Hale out.
Borg fleet ahead. We have work to do.
The Etherians do sound a lot like Iconians. Okay, divert all powered weapons, separate the saucer. We are not underestimating the Borg ever again. We were alone coming through, but I do see other Federation ships, so presumably there is still some form of Starfleet. We'll work out what this Iconian Alliance thing is on the fly. For now, we're moving to engage the Borg. With everything charged to the max and a torpedo volley underway, our first salvo instantly destroys a Borg probe. Then a second.
These are not Borg Kingdom vessels, nor are they from this.
Bex is correct. These Borg do not register as the Borg Kingdom, nor ours, which is unexpected and troubling, as it means there's another parallel Borg threat out there approaching multiversal levels. So we're dealing with a universe where there are two major alterations that we can see, the history of the Borg and the outcome of the Iconian War.
Mayday! Mayday! We need immediate assistance! Mayday!
That distress call came from a Starfleet Captain named Rivera of the USS Cryptic, NCC 976000, a Pathfinder-class starship. So if the Federation is gone, then there is at least still a remaining Starfleet, probably as part of this Iconian alliance.
Thanks for the assistance. We don't see too many Starfleet vessels out here. Glad you could join us. Every Alliance ship in range is coming here at maximum warp. We just need to hold the line until the cavalry arrives.
Understood. Form up with us, Captain. We'll hold out. Probably best not tell him about the whole alternate universe stuff right now. I don't want to confuse the fella. These Borg are not as fearsome as the Kingdom ones for sure. Their ships seem clouded in a grey particle field that serves an unknown purpose for now, and their energy signatures have a blue glow to them.
On behalf of the Iconian Alliance, I thank you for your timely assistance against what appears to be a common enemy. I wish to meet with you to discuss further cooperation.
We can do just that, Magistrate. We've got intel on fighting the Borg that you might find useful.
Then it is agreed. Go to the following coordinates and transport to my position.
The position is on the surface of the sphere, so we beam down.
Combat with Borg forces will be inevitable. Since we have not worked together before, you should be aware of my capabilities in battle.
Bex has 2 attacks that we can command them to use. A nanocharge disruption effect around him that breaks Borg technology attempting to restrain us and pushes drones back while weakening them, interfering with their technology. And the proton lance, which is a big-ass laser.
Greetings. I am Valar. With me is Security Commander Petran. Welcome to the last bastion of the Iconian Alliance.
Last bastion, huh? Okay then. Things are going well. Okay then, got my bearings. Magistrate, how can we help?
The enemy is assaulting that which is most precious to us, our world heart. We ask you to fight at our side to protect it from the invaders.
Right, and Alliance reinforcements are already on the way, so we can do that.
Then let your forces join ours in alliance. Together, we shall find victory.
Alright team, ready up and let's move.
This way.
Now this is a more familiar sight. The Dyson Sphere in our universe is one of confrontations with the Voth and automated defences. While not the same foe, these towers and courtyards of suspended design are a battlefield that we've trodden before.
Those heralds are in danger.
Quick, we must rescue them!
So, the Heralds being here and combat ready tells us one thing, that these Iconians seemingly have passed through the fall of Iconia and the ensuing wars, as does the existence of the Solar Dyson Sphere.
These Borg seem to be based on magnetized nanomachines. Extreme heat may reduce their effectiveness.
These Borg are also employing tendrils of nanomachines, which are eerily familiar.
The enemy has never made it this far before. I am greatly concerned.
The Borg are quite tenacious foes. It will take a lot to defeat them. Curious. These Borg are quite unlike any others I have encountered. It seems most of their cybernetic enhancements are internal, some at microscopic levels.
I think I recognise them. It's a long story, but they resemble a rogue Federation AI called Control. In our universe it was defeated as far as we know, although everything else around that situation is classified. It looks like in this universe the Borg assimilated it, or it merged with them, and now we have Control Borg.
Drones in league with an artificial intelligence? Perhaps these Borg do not have a queen, or a king. That could work to our advantage.
And that is a big assumption to make. We battle more of these controlled drones, which despite their appearance being closer to humanoid than the Borg we're familiar with, they employ a lot of the same abilities, but they are far more mobile. They can also release swarms of nanites that assume tendril shapes, allowing them to attack more potently with melee weapons. While Control Borg were never a thing in our universe, we did witness a series of what-if scenarios from the Excalbians earlier this year, which you can find in the Measure of Morality side quests in the story series if you're interested.
Do not remain stationary for long. It leaves you open to enemy attack.
So much has been lost. So many lives destroyed.
The Concordium was decimated by Borg for many cycles. We know the price of freedom too well.
So, hold on. We have Borg, who destroyed most life in the Concordium's universe. Control Borg here that can push even the Iconians around. I mean, I know Borg are terrifying in our universe, but I'm beginning to feel like we got off lightly.
Be mindful of the enemy tendrils. They are deceptively agile.
The chamber of the world heart is not far now.
It's certainly strange to be fighting alongside an Iconian. From what I can surmise, it looks like events in ancient history have played out the same. The Iconians acted through servitors like the Solar to prepare the Milky Way for their return, and then they did so. From there it looks like they retrieved their world heart, or perhaps it was never even lost, but they were still plotting an aggressive return. However, it looks like at the conclusion of an Iconian war, perhaps a new foe entered the arena, these Control Borg, and instead pushed the UFP and Iconians into an alliance, but not before the UFP fell. Against the Borg, the Iconians restored their empire through the World Heart, and Starfleet fell into line under the jurisdiction of the Iconian Alliance.
Continue inside and speak with Lemirin.
Lemirin. Now that is a name that I am familiar with. She was always the most talkative, amiable of the Iconians.
The World Heart! At last! Incredible!
I am Matriarch Lemirin of Iconia. Magistrate Villar has informed me of your arrival and your extra-dimensional origins. It seems you have traveled a great distance to risk your lives for our cause. For that, I am grateful.
No problem. I thought we were fighting different Borg.
The enemy strives to seize control of the World Heart. I have held their efforts at bay for some time, but I fear they are gaining ground with each passing moment.
Yes, the Borg are incredibly tenacious. I'm sorry, that World Heart is really loud. Right, how can we help?
Use the nearby console to join me in the defense effort. Perhaps together we can repel the enemy and secure the World Heart once and for all.
Alright, Matriarch, I will assist.
I will assist at this console.
So as a reminder, the World Heart is more than just a database. It contains extensive matter-energy conversion abilities, interfaces with all Iconian technology and biology, and can literally recreate their people from the data stored within.
A superior effort. Together, we have repulsed the latest intrusion efforts of the enemy. The World Heart is safe for now. But there is more to be done on this day.
I'll say, the Borg are still out there. Sorry, go ahead.
Lead engineer Corinne is under siege nearby. She is attempting to translocate reinforcements to her position, but the enemy has disrupted her efforts.
Right, then give us her location. We'll go rescue her.
Coordinates transmitted. Go now. May your efforts be successful and true.
The World Heart appears to be both a database and a power source. The Iconians must rely on it heavily. We must not let the Borg take control of it.
We emerge into a glade in the midst of this city, which would be peaceful if it were not for the distant sounds of combat, smoke and dead heralds at the door.
Enemy forces are ahead. Prepare for combat.
We do so, and we can see that some assimilation attempts are already underway. There are these jutting pyramid formations bathed in nanomachine swarms that have erupted from the ground, clearly not a part of the sphere or Iconian design. While their ships might not be as deadly, these drones are pretty much on par with other Borg we have battled.
Borg vessel incoming!
Sela, Enterprise. We picked you up on sensors. Thought you could use a hand.
It was my understanding that the cavalry arrived on horseback, Captain.
It's the 25th century, friend. We've upgraded. Right. The Iconians are in trouble. How can we help?
Captain Seal. Okay.